Hello everyone and welcome back. I never thought this day would come, but I have before me and now subsequently you the Ferengi Shuttle from the most recent Shuttle pack that came out several months ago, maybe more than that by now at this point. And this was just a simple stroke of luck for me, as I happened to be looking on eBay and it was the first thing that I saw for a very steal of a price, a very decent steal of a price that is. And I snatched it up literally moments before I went to bed. And it was just really exciting. So I'm happy it came in a couple of days. So the shipping was really fast and I have it. And yes, it's right here. And I can't wait to just talk about it briefly with you really quick. You know, it's kind of bittersweet, especially considering the news about Eagle Moss and all that other stuff going on about that. But this was one of the ships that I really wanted. And out of that shuttle pack, it's the only one that I can, again, say that I really wanted. The rest I didn't care for particularly. And I had a very hard time, even before Eagle Moss went kablooey, or went belly up, at least so it seems. Even before that, I struggled to buy that whole set just for one ship, and I was hoping that I would find it, and alas, here we are. So here it is, and yeah, I'm just gonna run through it really quickly with you, and then yeah. All right, folks, and as you can see, you have a little magazine here. It's small, mini size compared to the standard size that the collection had before. This is issue number 31, that is of the Shuttlecrafts. So out of all of the shuttles that were made up to that point, this is the number 31. So I don't know what numbers are the other three from that same set, but this is number 31. So it gives you an idea of just how many Shuttlecraft sets, or just how many shuttles we've got in total. So that's kind of cool. But as usual, you can have a nice image of the ship on the cover, and with information down on the right hand side. Of course, it's operated by the Ferengi Alliance, manned by a crew of 3, active in the 24th century, and is only 18 meters in length. You open it up, the format follows the same format that all of the other ships or all the other magazines had, and with some brief information and text seen there, as well as a couple of different views of the ship. It was operated once again by the Ferengi Alliance, and according to this magazine, there were a couple of different sizes of this thing, but the design was essentially the same. One was a 2-person craft. That was the version that we saw on the Next Generation in the episode The Price. The introduction of the Barzan wormhole, and of course the Ferengi trio. I think it was it Orador and Cole, I think, or the 2 Ferengi, Orador and Cole. And as that story goes, they tried to bid on the wormhole, they tried to cheat, etc., etc. They got sucked into it at the end, they ended up in the Delta Quadrant, and then Voyager didn't find them on some remote planet out there until a few years later. And then they got sucked in again when they tried to escape from Voyager. Where they ended up, no one knows. Perhaps that's a story that can be explored in some other time. But nevertheless, this ship also appeared as Quark's treasure from DS9, and it also appeared in the Mirror Universe as another Ferengi type shuttle. So yeah. And there's an excellent image there, as well as a couple of more up top and bottom, and some more text. And then you turn the page and you have an oculogram. These are always cool. That shows you where the various components are. One thing that I noticed that kind of made me laugh a little bit was this, which is the Latinum Vault. That's funny because I don't think they mentioned that on screen, but it's kind of cool nevertheless. And pretty much that's about it. The magazine is pretty brief, and you get a forward view of the ship there. So now, without further ado, I'm going to jump into the model itself. All right, folks, and there it is. Check it out, the Ferengi Shuttle. I was really looking forward to this one. I really wanted this one, as I said. This thing is insanely detailed for its size. Pretty big for one of the shuttle. And it fits in your hand about that big. It looks very similar to the Ferengi logo. And apparently these are your warp nacelles. According to the diagram, you get the nice Ferengi logo of the Ferengi Alliance on both sides as well as underneath, which is cool. Primarily this is plastic, and this is the metal component, which is the main hull, or the barrel as the magazine referred to it as. The cockpit is painted, so it's all black. It's not any clear or anything like that. The aft area looks pretty good. At first glance, it almost looks like clear blue plastic, but it isn't. It's simply painted on, and that's okay considering its size, though it would have been a super added bonus if they did have the clear stuff there. And this, I guess, is the hatch or what have you. And yeah, this is one that I really wanted. Little Green Men is one of my favorite episodes of DS9, particularly of Quark. I always thought that the Quark and Ferengi episodes were hilarious, comic relief, and I guess that was the point. But yeah, this ship crashed back in time in the 50s, or was it the 40s? Yeah, it had to be in the late 40s with President Truman, because that's mentioned he's mentioned a couple of times. And yeah, and that's a great episode. And I've always liked this ship, and of course, I think my favorite performance of it is perhaps in the Mirror Universe episode in season 7 called The Emperor's New Cloak. So, and that version of the ship was operated by Mirror Brunt, who is actually a nice guy compared to his prime counterpart. So yeah, this was one that I really wanted. As I mentioned before, I had a difficult time justifying trying to get the whole pack simply for one ship. But one price for one little ship was worth it, and I was able to get it quickly, and I'm super, super grateful, especially with all of the stuff going on. Eaglemoss models are in high demand by fans after news broke that they were sort of going under. So yeah, it's definitely worth it. If you can find a way to get this for yourself, I would definitely recommend it. It's a nice, cool looking design for a shuttle, and according to Little Green Men, I think Rom mentioned that this thing could outrun a Romulan interceptor, so that's kind of cool. And apparently this thing is very fast, so that's also really cool. I like fast ships, right? And it almost looks like a little mini hot rod in a way. So this is definitely something that's cool. If you love Deep Space Nine and Ferengi in particular, then this is a ship for you, a model for you to have. And if I had that Shuttlecraft set that this came in, this would definitely have been my favorite of those four. Maybe Degra's shuttle would have been cool to have perhaps, but I didn't want that nearly as much as I wanted this. So yeah, guys, this is one definitely for the books. And again, a little bittersweet considering what has happened with Eaglemoss and all of that. And now, like I said earlier, that these models are in a higher demand than they used to be perhaps. And so for me to find this as quickly as I did, along with the USS Bonaventure that I mentioned in a previous video, and the Jupiter Station, I got all three of those in the last week or so. So I've been very fortunate and very lucky. But anyway, guys, I think that's about it for this one. There isn't much more else to say other than that it is an amazing model, an amazing ship, amazing design, and it's appeared in some great episodes. If you have any questions, of course, about it, I'm more than happy to respond and answer. So please drop a line down below in the comment section. If you feel so inclined, please hit a like, that'd be cool. But otherwise, guys, take care of yourselves, be positive, and keep collecting, and be kind to each other, and give your friends and family a hug, especially now in the troubled world that we live in. And I wish you all positive energy and positive vibes today. So take care, live long and prosper, and until next time, guys, bye-bye. See you in the Ferengi vault.